Hello and welcome to A Star to Steer Her By, a Star Trek podcast. My name is Caitlin and joining me today are...
Jake.
Chris.
And Ames.
Hooray! And we're here for episode 331.
Holy! We must need some repairs.
Balls.
Well, if you do need repairs, Ames, I've got just the thing.
Hell yeah!
Because today we're discussing Dead Stop and A Night in Sickbay. In Dead Stop, those repairs we mentioned, so the Enterprise is still kind of floating around without all of its bits working correctly because they got their shit shut off by the Romulans.
Continuity!
And they're like, oh, we have no warp. It's going to take us it's going to take 3,000 years to get to Jupiter. What are we going to do?
We're in the Delta Quadrant and,
We're never going to... But there's coffee in that nebula. Oh, remember that? Remember that show? That was a good show. Anyway, they send out a distress signal and they receive a kind of garbled message back from who they think might be the Tellarites, who viewers new to the show may not know are a horrifying pig race with really empty eyeballs sockets in their masks. They look great in TOS. But they get this garbled message and they seem to be sending coordinates or information about a repair station nearby. So they're like, well, that sounds good. And they fly over and it's like totally automated. There's nobody there at all. The station like scans them and like, you know, is like, oh yeah, we can fix your effed up ship and you can pick how you pay. And it was like, you know, 300 Quatlus, your little dog too, or some plasma, some warp plasma.
would access to my OnlyFans page work?
Yeah, we could talk about it later. So they decide to do the warp plasma, and the ship starts, you know, being repaired by this station, and that there is a warning that, you know, when they're repairing each station, you have to, or each part of the ship rather, you have to stay away from those parts or else you're gonna die. And that would be fine. Everybody would just be really chill and cool, except that the station seems to be playing tricks on them because Mayweather gets a call from Archer, ? Being like, hey, Mayweather, buddy, why don't you come to section 1? And he's like, but isn't that being worked on right now? And Archer's like, yeah. And he's like, but aren't we not supposed to do that? And Archer's like, no, it's fine, buddy, don't worry about it. Would I lie to you? It's me, Captain Uncle Dad. Let's go. So Mayweather does, and soon thereafter, he's discovered dead. Enterprise has claimed its first victim, and honestly, to skip the drama, Mayweather's not dead, but as it happened, I was sitting there and I was fuming. I was like, are you telling me that the first person you actually kill in this show is Mayweather? I was really mad. But, Kel surprise, it is not, in fact, Mayweather. It's a weird copy that the station made, and they're like, well, shit, we gotta find the real Mayweather. And so Trip has noticed that, like, there is no way that there is room enough for, like, a huge-ass computer that would be able to do all that this station seems to be able to do. But he does know, like, roughly where it seems like their power's coming from. So they bust into that, and in there, in a bunch of, like, medical beds with wires and all kinds of horrible shit, are a whole bunch of aliens and Mayweather. So they detach Mayweather, and they're like, well, fuck this. Our ship's repaired. Let's blow this mother up. And they do, and they fly away. But as they do, we see the station begin to repair itself. No doubt to continue its terrifying reign of terror.
But using what power? God damn it!
Yeah, really, what did they have? Backup tiny aliens?
Yeah, that must be it.
Oh, you know what it is? It's, you remember those nano, what are those little things that everybody liked so much? The,
Nanobots?
Exocomps.
Yeah, exocomps. That's the one I was thinking of. Yep.
Actually, there was a prop this week. Oh, I think it was in the next episode that looked like an exocomp.
Maybe.
Yeah, but it turns out it was something that flocks like...
Was it the thing working on Reed's leg?
Oh, yeah. The machine working on Reed's leg. To me, I wonder if they did just, like, upturn the exocomp prop and paint it silver, because it looked very exocompy.
Right, I totally forgot that Reed was also damaged and that the station was like, NBD, we can fix that.
Continuity!
Because Reed was supposed to be like out of commission for weeks, but the station could fix him up in like a half hour. You know?
The station specifically says, though, we believe we can repair your tactical officer's leg. Not his mind, though. He is so broken, that poor boy.
I wonder if everyone else on the ship who's got like a paper cut or something, like station's like, hey, I can fix this guy and this. I'll fix everyone up, but it'll be like this side of Paradise Planet with everybody regrowing their appendices and shit.
Well, I gotta tell you that depending on where the paper cut is, that can be a pretty serious malady, and it won't heal, and you get like salt in it, and it hurts. And
or lime juice every time.
Lemon juice, lime juice. Because every time I get a paper cut, I'm immediately drawn to cutting up and squeezing citruses with my bare hand. I don't know how that happens, but every time.
Do it.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, did everybody pick up on the voice of the computer on the space station?
Well, I read about it beforehand. Because I knew this was a directed by Roxanne Dawson affair. And I guess they actually like hired an actual voice actress to do the voice of the station. But then Berman's like, hey, Roxanne, since you're here, you should just do it yourself because you're around. And she was like, yeah, but this is kind of like Dreadnought, where I voiced a computer that talked to people and people are going to recognize my voice. And you know what? I think she made it a very distinct voice. So good on her.
Yeah, I had no idea. So.
Enterprise has made a habit of just having actors from the other series pop up as guests. So
yeah,
Ethan Phillips, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, having Neelix and Odo show up was much less jarring than Roxanne Dawson's voice.
That was less jarring?
No.
Did you
Roxanne
mean more
Dawson's voice? Whatever. Yes.
Okay.
The thing I meant to say is what I should have said.
Yeah. Because I remember even listening, like, because I'd spotted her name as the director, and I listened. I was like, is that her? And I meant to look into it and then completely forgot. So there was enough doubt in my mind that I wasn't like, oh, that's definitely her. So
it didn't even occur to me. I'm a bad fan.
Or she's just that good an actress.
No.
Wow.
I'm just kidding, Roxanne. Can I call you Roxanne?
I love this station, though.
The station's
the whole
cool.
concept of it, and like it's just I'm glad we don't get a firm answer.
Mm-hmm.
There's a novel. Don't worry.
I don't give a fuck. Novels don't count.
Wow.
They never did, which is nice.
Wow.
Like once upon a time in Star Wars, novels counted. Now I don't know if they do. I don't care. They never counted with Star Trek. Like every novel, it was like fucking do whatever because these don't count anyway.
Except for A Stitch in Time, right?
Oh, that one's canon.
That one
Anything
1000%
Andy Robinson
counts.
says is canon.
That is the one exception to the rule.
He could choose to talk about something that happened in real life. It's like, yes, this is also Star Trek, Andrew. Thank you.
Yeah, I love this episode. This is
interesting.
Yeah, I think this is a really good episode. I think, it's weird space shit.
Yeah.
And, this is like a TOS style episode, and it's just like we're in space. There's some weird shit. We're not going to get a full explanation of what it is or who did it. It's just there's some weird shit. It's going to maybe kill your crew. Yeah, and I think, the only note, like the only improvement I might suggest here would be have like other crew disappearing throughout the episode.
Oh, like, make it horror-y.
Where crewman fuckface was supposed to be down here. I don't know where he went, and then maybe
crewman fuckface.
Yeah, and then, it's only when they find Mayweather's body that they're like, weird that like 4 fucking people have died mysteriously while we're at this station by wandering into off-limits areas, and then Phlox puts 2 and 2 together, and I didn't even mind Phlox in this episode. That's how good this was. I was like, Phlox is like doing actual medical stuff and has a good explanation and helps solve it, and it's like, oh great, good job, Phlox.
And he doesn't even have to genocide anybody.
Doesn't have to genocide anybody.
I mean, he didn't try at all to save the other people.
Oh yeah.
No, it wasn't his responsibility.
Well, that's not a genocide. They're all different races.
Their organs had already shut down, supposedly.
Supposedly.
Yeah, they
hand waved it away like,
played it off. Yeah. Oh, they were far too gone to
I
be
like
saved.
that. I like that. Supposedly, yeah. Well, supposedly evolution wanted that other group of people to die as well. So I don't know if Phlox is Just saying, he's sort of an unreliable narrator.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I guess Danubrians or whatever the fuck he's called don't have the they don't have the Hippocratic Oath, or
definitely not. I didn't spot it myself, but I know that supposedly somewhere in there is a Cardassian.
Oh, I didn't see a Cardassian. I saw a Klingon. And did you also
I
see
saw the Klingon.
The little model of Nomad on Mayweather's desk?
Yeah, I did. I said only because I knew it was there, but yes.
I
did make you go back and be like, is that it? Is that it there?
Is that why I know? I don't remember. I just remember noticing it when we were watching it.
It's specifically the one based on the pre-crash blueprints, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's not like the Tenru hybrid.
They would think Nomad looks like.
Right. So,
nerds.
Yeah, that's one again. I spotted it, but only because I remembered that at some point it was seen. I didn't know it was this episode specifically, but once I saw it, I was like, oh, there it is. I remember reading about this.
In a weird kind of fun way, it's a little bit of a foreshadowing about the station, right? Because it's a machine that kind of goes nuts and kills people.
This unit is perfect.
I kind of what I like to imagine is that this really was something set up altruistically, and it probably had a normal computer core. Just a super advanced one that would have fit in there fine.
And it's just been working for so long it's gone nuts.
Well, that basically at some point it started to break down and realized it couldn't repair itself with what it had access to.
Oof.
And so started taking drastic measures.
I can get behind that.
Well, yeah, so it was basically the plot of The Matrix.
Right.
If The Matrix wasn't stupid. I'm not saying that The Matrix is stupid because I really like The Matrix, but what the machines do is stupid.
Yes.
They use in The Matrix, they're using the humans for their
battery
puny amounts of electrical and energy, which wouldn't even equal the amount of energy you have to put into the humans to keep them alive. But
go solar, machines.
We'll stop. Well,
they blotted out because the humans blotted out. Yeah,
stupid
they
humans.
That. Yeah, but the machines use fusion. That's what the humans are doing apparently. Yeah. So in this case, though, the machine is using the humans or the aliens, the people, for their brain processing capability, which makes a way more sense.
Like Spock's brain. Oh my God, these are those people. Kara and her people. The I think I wrote it down even. The Imorgs.
Imorgs.
Yes.
Sure.
Definitely them. Or the people we saw in Fight or Flight, because they also liked hooking people up to tubes and shit.
Yeah.
Well, they were
Hoshi walks in on.
Their
pituitary juice or whatever. I also, for a split second, but I realized it wouldn't have made any sense, that this maybe was some sort of early experiment by the caretaker, but...
No, yeah, it has echoes of that.
But just having people in bed, he's not really studying them that much, so it doesn't make a ton of sense.
I don't think the caretaker was particularly malicious. This thing's clearly an asshole.
Yeah, do we think this thing put out that signal that says, oh yeah, I'm a Tellarite, and I totally give 5 stars to repair station death?
Well, I also wonder if the Tellarites, because we didn't get the full message, it could have very well been, we can't help you, but whatever you do, don't go here. Stay the fuck away.
I mean, the thing is, the impression I'm under is that it's probably known in the area. It's this mysterious thing. And no one has ever really sat down and compared notes and everyone gone, hey, we all lose a person whenever we go there.
Yeah, that's a good point, because if it weren't for the little parasites that Mayweather had, Phlox would have never put it together that he was not actually dead. They would have just left.
Yeah.
Nope, typical Mayweather, always putting his dick in things in the electric room.
So it's a good coincidence that there were these parasites that he had that
Yeah, that was quite clever.
Yeah. That was one thing though. It was like, Enterprise, don't try to give us personality for Mayweather via a story from Hoshi.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, one of his practical jokes. It's like,
since fucking when?
Mayweather, the practical joker of the NX-1. We all know that.
Actually, the biggest character development he's got so far is when we first see him, he's got his shirt off, and it's like, Jesus Christ, Mayweather is jacked. Why hasn't he been in the decon room rubbing gel on himself? What kind of show is this?
Because then they'd have to let him go on away missions.
Oh, you're right.
But also,
maybe he could just be the gel applier, and he always just does himself too while he's in there.
Look, this show is.
You can apply my gel.
Because this show is 90, let's say 8% about the male gaze, well, the straight male gaze. They're only allowing Trip to occasionally be eye candy for everyone else. 2 is too many. They've already picked Trip.
Archer sometimes gets his shirt off.
That's his request.
Let's just be clear. Appreciating the figure of a man as a man is completely straight, because it's really just like, yeah, big muscly man. Well, it's not at all gay. It's not at all gay. It's very straight.
But also, I'm just saying that I feel like the producers of this show consider any kind of appreciation inherently sexual because they are children.
And I'm just saying that I think if you're a man and you don't find Trip attractive, that's gay.
I follow this.
Thank
explicitly.
You. Ames gets it.
Here's another question I had, just because maybe it's because the timing worked out in such a way that I'm reading more into this than I should. So Reed and Trip decide, you see this gift horse? Let's look at its fucking mouth. Let's crawl on through tubes and shit because we're curious about this computer situation, even though we really shouldn't, but apparently no one told us not to. Morons. And the station beams them back where they belong, not in its innards. And it's at that moment that it decides to lure Mayweather to wherever it is they bring Mayweather. So are they connected, or am I connecting things that aren't there?
I don't think so. I think it was always going to exact payment in blood.
Yeah, I think it's unfortunate they had those scenes happen simultaneously because it does make it feel like they're connected, which again...
like, oh, you think you can do that? Well, watch what I can do.
Like, the implication of the room at the end is just that this is... And maybe it doesn't even do it with every single ship, because then it would realize, word might get around. But...
What perplexes me, though, is that the station could have had 2 freebies if it had just killed Mayweather, or just killed Reed and Trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did crawl on in there.
Because then Archer would just be like, God fucking damn it, these fucking morons got themselves killed going where they shouldn't belong, and not much else to it.
Well, it also could have just beamed copies of them to somewhere on Enterprise if it really
Those
wanted.
are copies of Trip and Reed. Holy shit. McCoy is a plant being.
I gotta say, though, real chutzpah there on Reed going back the second time to lead the way, because, maybe this time it would have beamed him into space. Been like, wait, you again? Okay, you know what? Fuck you, kid.
But it did just fix his leg, so...
True. It's like, I'm not going to put all that work to make that work pointless.
Yeah, and I think Trip mostly just had a technology boner. As soon as he saw that replicator, he's like, I gotta get me one of those.
And Reed is just so excited to have a friend that he'll go along with any stupid idea Trip has.
Oh, that's cute. There's another little bit of continuity, because this whole week for us is hey, we're gonna pay off things that started in previous episodes for reasons. The squeak in Archer's floor was back.
You mentioned ages ago that we were gonna get payoff on that. I forgot it was this.
Yeah, so assumably the repair station fixed the squeak.
Whatever
or added more squeaks just because fuck you, Archer.
Well, it's also they remind us twice kind of in this episode that the Trip's not great at his job, because he was supposed to fix the squeak and he was supposed to paint this place where he scratched the hull.
Oh, from the premiere.
Broken Bow,
from the pilot.
Let's be fair. That's the repainting the hull has got to be the lowest item on his list.
Yeah, but they had that episode where no one had anything to do.
We're so bored. Buh.
We've watched all of Netflix.
You probably can't go painting the hull while you're at warp. Probably get really dizzy.
Yeah.
That's okay. Just do what they did in that episode where they used the shuttle doors to keep a blast off. Maybe if you just secure yourself to the hull with one of those things.
I've got this cardboard shield. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Fucking Archer, man.
You know what it is? Actually, even the station couldn't fix the squeak, so what it did was added a second squeak that was the exact audio opposite thing. They cancel each other out.
Noise canceling
squeaks, yeah.
I thought maybe that's why actually it killed Mayweather, is because it was so enraged at a problem it couldn't fix that it just had to take its revenge.
That tracks.
Captain, are you sure? Of course I am. Captain, can you prove it's you? Fuck Vulcans. Be right there, sir.
Yep, that's him. Definitely him.
Can you prove it's you? Oh, wait. Is this Mayweather? Shit, I thought I was calling Tripp. Never mind. Yep, that's the captain.
Oh, poor Mayweather.
Yeah, Archer did say, like, oh yeah, Mayweather, I was supposed to have breakfast with him. It's like, geez, do you have a rotating schedule of who you force breakfast onto with everybody in your goddamn crew?
Probably.
Well, maybe
I think that's actually true. I think it's like
it's his check-in meeting, you know?
Yeah, well, I just imagine, it's a small ship, and relatively speaking, with the number of crew.
What is it, like in the 40s?
Yeah, it's like 40 something.
Okay.
So it makes sense that Archer would want to have like one-on-one interaction with each of the crew members. So he's probably just working his way down the list.
I think they said 80 a few weeks ago, didn't they?
No, I don't think so. I thought it was 40 something.
Yeah, I thought it was 40 something.
It's fucking tiny
I can't
either
prove
way.
Why.
I had no idea either way, so I'm sort of at the mercy of you guys to remember. Let's split the difference and say 60.
There we go.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I can't tell if you guys are looking it up.
Memory
I
Alpha.
think that would be the very first thing on Memory Alpha, but it's not.
Google brought up a highlight from the page. It's 83 according to Memory Alpha.
Oh,
lies.
Why did I think it was 40 something?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe this was the half of the crew that went on shore leave in 2 days and 2
maybe
nights.
that's where I got
There
it
we
from.
go.
Anyway, one other thing in my notes, toward the end when Archer like decides to blow up the station because he's mad at it. And Malcolm's like, oh, it hasn't blown up yet. And Archer starts explaining explosions to Malcolm. And it's like, dude, he knows. Malcolm's fine.
Well, see, this is a little different, though. Malcolm knows bombs left, right, and center. This is a specific, plasma leak.
I just thought Archer was very presumptuous.
No, it's true. I don't know, though. If this thing's going around kidnapping people and matrixing them, maybe kerploding it is justified.
Yeah.
It's a sentient being.
Is it?
It's a malicious robot.
Beep boop.
Save the robots.
What if it was a not malicious space station that collided with another space station?
Oh my god. Then you gotta talk it into killing itself.
Yeah, that's the only thing this episode had missing. It's like, if this were Kirk, he would have talked the thing into, letting them go.
Yep.
But where it's Archer, it's just blow it up. Read, do your thing.
Let's be fair. That also might have been Janeway's solution.
No, Janeway's solution would have been to self-destruct the ship
it's true.
inside
It's true.
the space station in order to destroy the space station.
Then they convince her, let's get away from it and blow it up some other way, ma'am. This is the thing that made Nomad.
Ah.
The two things crashed into each other, floated into this thing's array, and it went, what the here we go. I don't actually
Weird.
believe that, but it's a fun thought.
Sure.
I want to meet the people that breathe liquid helium or hydrogen or whatever the hell it was previously configured for. But that's an interesting species.
Yeah, like species 8472. Yeah, this is a very simple one when you come down to it. There's not giant guest stars that come and shake things up. It's just, hey, remember how it utterly destroyed the ship last week? We shouldn't just have it be magically fixed next week, because that doesn't make any sense.
Nope, and I appreciate that they did that. It's like, wow, look at that. You're actually acknowledging, the reality of the situation you created.
Yeah, you know how we impaled Reed's fucking leg, and Phlox's reaction was, let's put worms in it?
Oh, yeah. He was saying he didn't want him to do any more. It's always,
Regulin bloodworm or whatever?
Yeah, Regulin bloodworms, yeah. Every time.
You see, that's an interesting thing. So he had the Regulin bloodworms, and then later in the episode, it's blood parasites is how they identify Mayweather's body. It almost feels like they had meant to make it Reed be the one getting killed, and then they were like, we better just let Mayweather do something.
It's in his rider.
Because it would have made more sense from they wouldn't have had to contrive, this thing that happened off screen where he got infected with these parasites. They could have just been like, I put Regulin bloodworms in there and they should still be alive even if he got electrocuted. Yeah,
because they do even mention that one is still wriggling around in there.
Ugh.
I think they may have just realized there's no one else on the ship. Trip realistically could have talked into his idiot scheme with him.
Yeah, Hoshi's like, hecking no.
Yeah. Mayweather.
But then going back to the how it was written, they could have just had it be, instead of being transported from back to the bridge, they have Reed get electrocuted or something.
Yeah, it's true.
While they're sneaking around, and they think, and then get beamed back.
Yeah.
But they beam back a spare.
So yeah, I do. Yeah, I like this one. I'll admit it maybe had a little less impact the second time round since I already knew kind of the twist, but it's still very solid.
Yeah, I like this one. Not perfect, but by Enterprise standards, I liked it. And like I said, I think it's a good return to form in the sense of this has that feeling of exploration and finding weird space shit, which has kind of been missing.
Yeah, I wish there was a little less hand wavy at the end, like they were all too brain corroded to bother saving, so we didn't. If there were like some kind of an effort, I would have loved to see that, but we had to watch Trip eat several catfish instead. But yeah, so far I would say season 2 of Enterprise doing pretty good, but then One Night in Sickbay. Oh boy.
This was a season 1 ass episode.
Tell us about it, Caitlin. Season 1 of which series?
This series.
Great question. Thank you for that beautiful segue. So, in A Night in Sickbay, we're once again hanging out with the Kreetassans and have apparently pissed them off again.
These are the fuckmouth people.
The fuckmouth people?
You fuck like you eat with your mouth.
Gross. Oh, God. Right. Yowza. But more importantly, we are going to have a really long, gratuitous 3-way plus a dog decon gel shot where we're doing a conga line massage train of decon.
Quite gross.
Wicked hot. And fucking Porthos is just slathered in this shit. It's actually kind of ridiculous. But the decon is, it works out for our humans, but Porthos has gotten some kind of pathogen virus thing. And the doctor is like, the doctor. Wow. No, not the doctor. Phlox is like, I'm going to have to hold on to your pooch there for a while, buddy. He's got the sick, and he gets progressively sicker as the episode goes on. And when the news is brought to Archer's attention that the Kreetassans have once again been offended, he's like, yeah, well, fuck them. I sent them the schematics about my dog, and they still let him get sick. What the fuck? And that's basically Archer's attitude for the whole episode. So he switches between being really angry at the Kreetassans and being really sad about Porthos. Oh, and being really, really horny about T'Pol, apparently. Because this week, Phlox is like, hey, you seem kind of tense. You bang recently? I noticed you think that T'Pol's pretty hot. And Archer's like, I never really thought about it before, but now he's thinking about it. And they're going to talk about it, kinda. What we find out, too, is that the reason why the Kreetassans are mad now is apparently, while Porthos was on planet with Archer for no fucking reason, he did a tinkle on one of their sacred trees, and they are demanding an apology for this slight, which I guess I don't blame them. I wouldn't want anybody pissing on my sacred tree. Like, if someone peed on your gravestone, you wouldn't be like, that's fine. I don't know. But good news, everything turns out fine, Porthos is fine, apologies happen, and we don't have to watch T'Pol and Archer make out, thank God.
Only in their dreams. Gross.
Barf.
I have a problem.
Which one?
Well, this isn't necessarily with this episode, but it's something that is an issue that this episode has brought to light for me. The decon chamber. We all know it. We love it. They're always in their underwear when they're in there. They must have the most contaminated buttholes, taints, penises, ball sacks, and vaginas, titties, like all the area, because they're not decontaminating the areas that probably need it the most, if we're being honest here.
True.
So, what the fuck, decon room? What the fuck? I want to see some taint. It's like, hey, T'Pol, can you get my bee-hole? I can't reach it.
Yes, you can reach it yourself, Archer. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna say if this were a show not on UPN, they would be fully naked.
Oh yeah, if this was like Lex, would have been completely nude.
Yeah. Well, or like, the only reason we have the decon chamber is so that we can periodically see T'Pol in a low cut shirt covered in goo.
A shirt that goes only like between one top of boob and most of the way down the next boob. Mm-hmm. And that's it.
Because if this were fucking realistic, it would be like every other decon scene from any movie where it's not sexy at all and you just like walk in naked and get blasted with some kind of gas or spray or something.
Yeah.
But no, there has to be sensuous rubbings, 3-way rubbings.
Also, I don't know. I don't know what logical underwear is, but I know it's not what she wears.
No.
There's something about her underwear that bothers me. I don't know what it should be. I do not know what logical underwear would look like. But this ain't it.
More like boy shorts, I bet. But she's got like underwear that her ass is still hanging halfway out of.
Yeah. And the other thing is the top, which isn't underwear. It's just like a tank top that, again, is all under boob. It's not a bra. She's not wearing a bra.
No,
there's no bras in space.
Well, yeah, that's what they got. That's what they got. No, wait, that's anti-gravity. Never mind. I was gonna say they don't need it, but they have artificial gravity, not anti-gravity. But if they didn't have the artificial gravity, everybody's tits would be up. You know, my boobs are so much firmer.
I mean, I'm sure if you're a well-endowed person, because I guess it would apply equally to balls and cock as well. But if you have large, flappy accoutrements on your body, you're gonna want support in space.
Well, you'll notice
that
the men are wearing
briefs.
Oh yeah, they're wearing
briefs.
like briefs.
Oh,
yeah, like they're contained. The women are getting no such help.
No, none
and
whatsoever.
It's becoming a problem. You okay, Caitlin?
No.
You know what else, actually, before we get to, like, it genuinely, like, just fucking God save me thing, something I noticed that annoyed me clothing-wise, these uniforms are jumpsuits. Very clearly, very plainly, there's no, like, pretending they're not.
Right.
At the end, Archer is in pants, and at first I'm like, alright, he just brought a pair of just pants. But they still have all, like, the little zips and details, like the bottom half of the jumpsuit. But it's not that, like...
Yeah, that is bizarre.
Maybe those are their like recreation clothes, like their gym pants.
Then why not use a different design to show that they're gym pants?
It was
Well,
like
I don't know, 'cause
like they would have gone through more effort to make a pair of just pants that look like the bottom half of the jumpsuit than to just put him in, like, just a pair of blue slacks or something. It was weird.
Hoop skirt.
Yeah, that whole little ritual he had to do seemed a little, I don't know, culturally charged, I guess. Having him dressed in like the beads and stuff.
Yeah, it's a look how backwards these people are.
Are we doing like a code of honor thing here? Or?
Well, hopefully some white aliens will show up and give them culture.
That's to their credit, and who knows, maybe it's just because I don't have the education, but at least it didn't feel like, oh, I see what actual culture you're ripping off. This just felt like, we made up something,
chainsaws are funny.
It's an old tradition. Old cultures across the globe love beads, so we're not doing any particular culture if we have beads. There we go.
Beads and chainsaws.
Why do they have a chainsaw? Is that a medical chainsaw?
They gotta slice their tree log and arrange it in a special way.
Yeah, I guess they didn't necessarily bring it themselves.
Yeah.
But so Archer is a fucking idiot.
Oh, yeah.
And how did nobody stop him? Because the Kreetassans, our previous encounter with these people, we caused great offense, right? And we barely, we needed their help because they put a jizz monster on our ship. But otherwise, we barely got out of there. And now we're gone to their planet to try and make amends and form a friendship. And we know they're fucking touchy. We barely understand their language. Hoshi's kind of getting it now.
No one eat in front of them.
Nobody eat in front of them. They're completely unreasonable people. If you do anything wrong in front of them, they'll storm out, they'll call you an asshole and kick you in the nuts. And Archer's like, yeah, I'm going to bring my fucking dog with me.
Yeah, that's just utterly, utterly foolish. And then either not watch where he goes and pees, or just watches him pee on sacred trees.
Well, in his defense, he probably had no idea the trees were sacred.
It doesn't matter.
No, I know.
He should know at this point in the show. Like, I get it. First season, they're playing this whole, Archer's in over his head. Humans don't know what the fuck they're doing in space. at this point, he's had enough first contact experience that he should know, especially what he already knows about these people. You don't fuck around. You do it proper. You know, if you gotta get beads and cut a log, do it. Don't bring your fucking dog, asshole. Leave the dog on the ship. Oh, but the dog needs some fresh air once in a while. Go to a different planet. Go somewhere else with the dog. Give the dog fresh air somewhere else. Or better yet, he should have just left the dog at home. Let's be real, okay? This is no place for a dog.
Yeah, but we saw what happened when Janeway left her dog at home.
That's
Mark,
her fiancé married somebody else.
Her fiancé married someone
Molly
else and put
fine,
it down.
and her puppies are great.
Yeah, I with this episode, it's just like, is there a way everyone can lose? Because, like, yeah,
Mostly
Archer's,
us for watching this.
because Archer's being Archer in, like, the most season 1 way possible. Admittedly, at least for once, the point is he realizes he's being a dick. It just takes him forever. But also, fuck these guys. They are, I know I've bitched about it for years. I cannot stand self-righteous people in this show, because they're always just so uptight. You've got to do everything their way, but they get to be as rude to everyone else as they see fit. And it's just always exhausting. Like, is there a way? You know, I hope you find out 50 years later there was something in Porthos's pee and all the trees fucking died.
Don't take this out on the Kreetassans. They just have a different culture than you, and Archer doesn't do it right.
I still think they're pricks.
Yeah.
Like,
Racist.
And then...
No, it's, I think they're the racists. You know, I think they are unwilling to tolerate, because, like, here's what we know from Star Trek. The majority of species, as far as we can tell, have no problem with just eating out in the open. And I feel like it's, you know...
Wait. Eating out in the open or eating out in the open?
Yeah. I was saying, like, there's no way they haven't encountered it before. They've got to, like, I don't know. If you're this tetchy, don't talk to people if you can't understand them. Just be like, you know what? We're going to leave. Just
Yeah, but Archer
hang up and
forces
fuck
you to
off.
talk to him every time.
Archer doesn't take no for an
They
answer
could
when
have
it comes
turned
to
around and
first
gone.
contact.
I think they're looking. They strike me as the kind of people who want to be insulted so they can get haughty.
You have one guy to base this on, Chris.
Those uppity
Several guys
Kreetassans,
in
is that it?
They're Fox News
Yes,
the planet.
exactly. They are Boomer the planet.
But they give great head. That's what I'm hearing here.
What?
Because that's how they fuck. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
true.
okay.
They're probably pretty good at it, right?
Again, you know what I'm wrong. Archer, being the worst, but so are they. Like, again, if there's a way they could all lose, I'd have been so happy.
Well, instead we all lost.
Yes, as
Yeah,
Aim
we
said.
did.
Oh wait, Ames already made that joke. Damn it.
But yeah, no, we did. Because the thing is, we've been going on for several minutes about the Kreetassans, and they're the best thing about the episode. Fucking Phlox, man.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
Fuck
god.
in Phlox.
Fuck that man. And not in the fun way.
It's like everyone's regressed this episode. They've been making so much progress for a few episodes, and
Yeah, and then they decided, we need to do some episode that's going to be pretty cheap for some reason, and I'm not certain why. It's you just started the new season. You've got the budget again. All right, but okay, sure.
They had a fucking CGI bat for several minutes.
Oh my
was a
god,
cute
for
bat.
way too long.
it was a cute bat, though. I'll give him that.
The bat
I
was-
liked
It
the
was
bat.
cute. It
I
was
like
very
that.
Of course
cute.
it was cute,
But
but
the
Good
whole
bat.
scene of chasing the bat around went on a while.
Yeah.
also why did we need not one but two horrifying Phlox body horror moments?
We did not.
Like our moments. I really didn't need to see him like scraping his tongue, and
He had a date with a Kreetassan, so you know.
oh god.
That's that. Okay, I give Jake
Well,
that one.
it's only going to be disappointing to the Kreetassan then. I'm sure he has not had nearly as much experience.
But yeah, like also it's
mouth
just
mating as them.
it's so rude. Like I understand you're a different you're a different person, but someone is in your sickbay trying to sleep. How do you not understand I shouldn't be doing loud things while someone's in my sickbay trying to sleep? How do your patients fucking get better?
Right, that's the thing, because it's all right. If it was like Archer had to stay over at Phlox's pad for the night, and Phlox was doing weird shit, okay, that's like a funny trope, right? But Phlox is a fucking doctor who has
Allegedly.
patients that like have to sleep in sickbay. We've seen it many times. Does he always act like an asshole at night when they're sleeping?
I hate to do this, but I'm going to defend
Uh-oh.
Phlox.
Oh,
Oh,
God, no.
But in a way that I think Ames, even you can get behind.
Nope, not gonna get behind it.
Archer kind of foisted himself onto Phlox. You know, like he kept being like, you can wait in your room. there's alarms. I will tell you if something happens. But Archer doesn't, I don't think he gets that it's not that Archer doesn't trust him. It's that Archer is attached to Porthos. He doesn't understand the human, connection to one's pet.
So you think Phlox just always scrapes his tongue and does his toenails in the middle of sickbay?
Not when he has a patient, normally, no. But Archer's not a patient.
He was saving it for, this was his me night, and Archer invaded it.
Kinda, yeah. This is something that normally he was going to do anyway. And it's like, well, look, Archer, I tried to tell you, but...
Yeah, but I don't know how I feel about him using personal, doing these personal errands or whatever while he's on company time.
Well,
and it's unhygienic too. To do this
it's fucking disgusting. His toenails looked. I was gagging. That whole scene was so fucking uncomfortable.
Well, so the toenails, though, it does look like are used to feed some of his pets, which are part of the medical equipment. So
you're right. That makes it less disgusting. Oh wait, no, it doesn't.
No, I'm saying that's still technically the scraping his tongue thing. I got nothing. But the trimming the toenails is part of his duty. If it's part of feeding his animal that is used as medical equipment, so it's not on company time. It is company work.
Do it in your own fucking quarters.
Yeah, do it in your room. That's for sure. Yeah, that's the thing. Especially
bring them with you to feed to your locusts and shit.
Especially if you have. I was wondering that.
He does. We saw it when he was locked. When he was confined.
When he was hibernating.
No, not the hibernating. The confined to quarters when the Sulaban had the ship taken over.
Right.
He does. Yes.
Well, he does have quarters.
Okay. Because that's what I was thinking. I was like, when he hibernated, wasn't it Sickbay? Does this man have a room? Because he doesn't need to sleep.
No, he did. He hibernated in his room.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah. He wasn't in Sickbay hibernating. They had to go to his room and wake him up there.
Well, it looks like he's got a real closet of a room, so maybe he can't bend far enough to trim his toenails there.
I mean, the reality of it is it was just because whoever wrote this episode thought it would be hilarious.
And it was very not. It was
deeply
just gross. It was
really
just
gross.
It just made him seem like an asshole. Because here's the thing. As much as, Archer is the worst. And all of his, getting on his high horsey about, I refuse to apologize because my dog's sick. Because my dog happened to get sick. Oh, dear. It is actually, his one redeeming thing that he cares about the dog so much that he wants to be with the dog, and I get that.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's okay, that's kind of an actually sympathetic trait in Archer, that he wants to be with the dog.
Right.
What's different, too, with this episode is, pretty much everyone, well, okay, not everyone, but...
All the focal people.
Even Trip is like, Captain, stop being a prick. And normally Trip's right there with him, yeah, fuck it. But he's like, Captain, just Captain. Jesus Christ, Captain. I'm kind of hoping because I feel like the way Archer made me feel in this episode is how he always makes you feel, Ames. I have a higher tolerance for his aggravating bullshit. But this one, I'm just like, God, stop it. And I'm sort of hoping maybe the whole point of this episode is now he's gonna fucking chill out in general going forward, maybe.
Probably not.
I don't remember, but hopefully. But you don't even have Florida Man on your side in this one, John, so come on.
Florida Man. I thought he was from the Bayou.
Isn't the Bayou in Florida?
I thought the Bayou was in Louisiana.
I don't know, but he's from Florida, either way.
Why is he eating catfish?
Because I think I said this once before.
You can eat catfish wherever you want.
But also, again, I think in reality, they say he's from Florida, but the writers just treat him as pan-Southern. He's every Southern stereotype in one person.
Yeah, because he doesn't even seem that Floridian. He just seems like a good old boy.
Yeah.
But hopefully without the racism,
Well.
No, that's Archer.
Well, he's a speciesist. I don't know if that, I mean, it's the same, but it's different.
I'm going to say alien races.
Fair enough. I accept your terms.
Getting on to, the one good thing, so far, because I know we talked about how Prada the Beagle is out and Breezy the Beagle is in, and so far, Breezy is nailing it. Except when they had to get that kind of model of a dog, that kind of dog puppet thing. Not as good as a puppet, but...
When was this?
Most of the time, the dog is a puppet.
Oh, I genuinely
in this episode.
Yeah, that explains how they were able to keep it so, still... I kind of wondered that. I was like, is that really a dog? 'Cause that dog is not moving.
Yeah, I guess there was a lot of concern that, as an animal performer, she couldn't have her trainer in the room for a lot of the scenes with her because, like, in the decon room, not enough room for her handler to be in there with her. And when she's, like, in the fucking plastic box, she's there by herself.
Yeah, that would have been awful.
So it's like they do a lot of, like, training with her to, like, okay, you have to be as still as possible in the box because you're supposed to be sick. And this is, a dog who wants to play and jump around and stuff. It's like, no, you stay there. And I guess this is a cute note that I wrote down. Her trainer, Scott Rowe and Breezy, practiced the leap into arms for a while. And there was concern that she wouldn't do it for Bakula because she was used to doing it with her trainer.
And because she hates Bakula on the show.
But she jumped into Bakula's arms and licked his face because they smeared food on his face for her to lick off. So good on you, Breezy.
It's pretty amazing that even the dog is like, I could use. What's my motivation in this scene to kiss Bakula's face? Oh, food. So I feel like we've been avoiding the T'Pol stuff.
Oh God!
But boy, how about that? Why? First of all, why?
Why Berman is why.
Yeah, why Berman? But no. But what I mean is, like, why? Why is everyone so interested in how much everyone else is or is not fucking?
I couldn't tell you.
Berman. Berman is the answer.
I mean, Fox does say that he has an interest in, like, interspecies
mating.
I feel like he talks about that in another episode.
Someone should tell him that, like, in human society, we don't talk openly about our weird fetishes with our coworkers.
Maybe we do by the 22nd century.
Absolutely not.
I know we don't. You can tell they're more uptight than we are.
I just feel like, oh, yes, I would love to watch a Vulcan and a human mate. It's just like, sir, go to Pornhub. I'm sure it's still around. And I'm sure it's got all the freaky shit you want. Just get away.
Yeah, and also him kind of, like, psychologizing Archer and being like, oh, I see. You're so, like, infatuated with T'Pol's impression of you because you're into her. And he's like, no, it's because A, she's my XO, so I kind of need to be on the same page as my literal first officer. And B, I'm, in an emotional state because my dog is at death's door right now, and you're reading into bullshit that you shouldn't. And he does it for the rest of the episode until Archer has a dream about it, and we see some side boob. But I'm like, God damn it! Granted, it was nice side boob, but still.
Yeah, I was gonna say it. It's always bad when you have to, like, have mixed feelings about good side boob. It's like, oh, I love the side boob, but I hate everything else about this. Thanks a lot, Berman, you scum.
And what was the deal with the running on the treadmill scene?
I don't know. I think well, maybe that's okay. Was that like meant to? So at first I was gonna say that I thought it was just like a dick measuring contest, and that Archer was trying not to be, like, overshadowed by her, even though as a Vulcan she has superior physiology. But the more I think about it, like, was the increasing of speed meant to be, like, a metaphor for, like,
it was actually
the approach of orgasm or something? No, but, like, really, listen, not all my ideas are good. Most of them are not.
No, there is something there.
Like, thank you, Ames.
That is a frequent, I feel like, increase in speed is often used as a metaphor in that situation.
Plus, like, it gets your blood pumping faster and your breathing is heavier. I mean, these are all things that I certainly associate with love making. Gross.
And Archer has to win. He has to win at love making.
And T'Pol shuts him down.
Good for her.
Yeah.
But then, like, it sort of seems like at the end, when they actually, like, talk about it without talking about it, that she's like, yes, I too would like to fuck, but not now. Not us. Not here.
The impression I mostly got was not us.
But not with you, ever, please.
But it sort of seemed to me that she was expressing, like, yes, things have been distracting lately between us, waggles eyebrows, but, like, no thank you now. Like, I don't know.
Well, I think it could still just be her being like, yeah, no, you're obviously a little horny. I'm not. Please go away.
I just, I just had hoped that by the 22nd century, like, women wouldn't have to be, like, sparing men's feelings to get them to stop pursuing them sexually. But...
Nope, but this is 2002, so not yet.
Yeah, that was a future too grand to imagine. Women as people.
Good joke.
Oh, God.
Better joke than any of Phlox's jokes.
Oh, my God. And then he does that fucking dumb smile again.
Oh, the dumb smile. Oh, God, and when Archer, like, does those... What did he call them denobulin slips of the tongue or something stupid?
Yes, instead of Freudian, yeah.
Yes, it's like, like, you said breast when you didn't mean to.
Oh my God, and I have not seen, okay, the only time I have seen a less, like, subtle tongue slip type of thing has anybody seen the Will Smith Wild Wild West film?
Oh, not in ages.
Oh, God.
Because there's this scene where he and Kevin Kline are discussing the lady who has joined them, and one of them says, like, yeah, she's really a breath of fresh air. Oh, I mean, a breath of fresh ass. Oh! And
Vagina!
Like, that one might still be first place, but my God, this one's giving it a run for its money.
Yeah, that was rough. That was real bad.
If I told you had a nice body, would you hold it against me? Oh, like, I don't know what is happening. Sorry. I was deeply offended. I was deeply offended by that scene. So
it's
mad.
Just so childish, too, because someone wrote this is the other part of it.
Yeah,
someone wrote this shit.
Someone wrote it, and then someone else said, yeah, that's pretty good. Leave that in. Like, there must have been a script editor that was like,
no, it was Berman.
Oh, yeah. He's like, yep, that can get my dick hard. Let's move forward.
Bad. Just bad.
Awful. Really awful.
Yeah.
A breath of fresh ass. Thank you, Kevin Kline.
I wrote in my notes, do we need any of this Phlox backstory, but I forget what that was in reference to.
Oh, he was talking about his family. Honestly, I'd have rather an episode about what happened between him and two of his however many kids.
Oh, we get it eventually, though.
We do? Oh, I forgot
good.
about that. Yeah.
Because it sort of feels like everything goes with his people based on him, so you would think... But actually, though, that's a good question, though. Like, is he actually a fucking weirdo outlier? Because he's like... I don't want to be at home. I want to go hang with all these other people. Like, is that just how his people are? Or is that just how he is and he's the weirdo? Like, maybe it's kind of like when the Puritans had to leave England because they were too weird for England. It's like, was he just so weird that they were like, you know what? Maybe you should go, like, chill with, I don't know, humans or something.
It wasn't just England. The Puritans were too Christian for 17th century Europe as a whole, which is fucking terrifying.
Well, and what if Phlox is the
Denobulin pilgrim?
Well,
exactly.
Yeah, I don't know if they were too Christian so much as they were the wrong kind of Christian.
Yeah, well.
Well,
that's it. This won't send me down a rabbit hole trying to figure out if they've ever established firmly how long Denobulins live. And it doesn't look like it, but the impression is like a while. So he also might be, older than he appears. Like, he's probably supposed to be older than John Billingsley, but in the Denobulin sense is like kind of the Denobulin equivalent of however old John Billingsley is, but is actually like 70. But that's fine because Denobulins live to 200 or something.
Why are we bringing this up?
Because if you live a lot longer, like maybe
you get creepier?
No, just taking a while to kind of fuck off in space for a bit isn't necessarily as weird.
Oh, I didn't get that connection. I got you now.
Yeah, that's where I was building to, and I forgot to actually say it. So,
Chris connected the dots in his brain, but not on the podcast.
That happens far too often, which is why people normally have to nudge me to finish the thought. But also, I do like the idea that, yes, the older you get, the weirder you get. So when species start to live a really long time, it's just...
Send them away.
It's like what we do in the shadows. The vampires just all live so fucking long, they get deeply strange.
Yep, and they're entirely oblivious about it.
Yep.
Bat!
Oh, Jesus. Honestly caught me off guard. And for a second, weirdly, even though I'm the one that brought up the fucking show, I thought you were jumping to the scene with the bat again.
Bat!
The bat was cute.
It's bluish, right? Cute little thing.
Grayish, bluish.
Yeah,
Even the kind of hawk puppet thing.
Yeah,
it was a nicely made puppet.
It was.
It was silly and took too long, but it was a cute puppet.
But in the CG, even for a TV CG of the early 2000s, was pretty good.
Yeah, that's why I don't see how this episode could have possibly been cheap, given all the CG and just like doing Phlox's face with the tongue and the smile.
Yeah.
The bat, chainsaw.
Yeah, but you also have only a couple guest stars.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, yeah, but still, I mean, since it was still so early, CG was probably wicked expensive.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do they just keep Vaughn Armstrong on retainer at this point?
He's probably, he probably gets a regular salary from the show.
Oh, I did read that from here on out, he's going to mostly be human-shaped.
Human.
I think he pretty much just play Forrest from here on out, I think, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Still time to bring him back.
Yeah, why not?
I know I say this all the time, but get him on Prodigy.
Get everyone on Prodigy. Get me on Prodigy.
Get more Prodigy on Prodigy.
I did just see a headline today that production has wrapped on season 2, so...
Yay!
Hopefully released sooner than later?
I guess I thought that they had already finished production on season 2, which is why it was so stupid they weren't going to release it.
No, they were a good ways through it, but it wasn't quite done.
Gotcha. Well, I'm glad to hear that it's going to happen, because it was so good. It's the best Star Trek we've had in a long time, man. And I'm legitimately looking forward to getting there. Not looking forward to going through everything we have to go through to get to it, but looking forward to getting to it.
You like enough of Discovery.
Yeah, like the first season. I don't know. Maybe I'll like it better on second watch. Maybe I'll like it less on second watch.
Maybe discussing it will bring out something interesting at the very, very least.
There's always that hope.
We'll find another great running gag out of fucking nowhere.
I'm already looking forward to the fire tubes.
Oh, fucking fire
stupid.
tubes.
So stupid.
Oh, yeah.
So dumb.
Oh, they're so dumb and they make me so happy.
They just belch fire in the middle of the bridge.
Dumbest thing.
I don't know. That sounds like exactly what you would want in your... Wait a minute. You can't have a tube belching fire. Isn't it like a highly oxygenated atmosphere? Shouldn't it just blow up the whole ship if they're doing that?
I don't know what the implication was, because they're never explained.
Danger. It was, there's danger. That's why there's fire.
I thought it was like, we're under attack, so we're gonna release excess energy as fire
directly into the bridge.
Yeah, who the fuck knows? Okay, it was just stupid. It looked stupid.
Well, it was it was a little chilly in there anyway, so they just figured.
Oh.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Wait, that reminds me of something I meant to bring up with Dead Stop.
Okay.
That did one thing I was like, wait, what the fuck? The room with all the alien bodies.
Cool.
Why was it dusty?
Because some of the aliens had been there a long time.
This super advanced spaceship can't dust itself.
I mean, the whole place was kind of like behind the veneer, it was all kind of grody looking. So it clearly only gives a shit about keeping the publicly accessible areas clean.
Yeah, good point. I retract my frustration.
Yeah. It's like Spectre of the Gun, where it's like, we have the wall out front, so it looks like we have a full fucking West Town here. Just don't go behind it, because there's nothing.
There was an episode I didn't expect to get brought up, but yeah, there we go. I like it. I like that episode. It's a good episode.
It's an episode. Doc is great in it.
Hey, you know who was in TOS? Diana Muldaur.
Weird. Okay, that's an interesting segue. Hey, you know who's a better physician than Phlox? Catherine Pulaski.
Literally everyone who's been in this show that claimed to be a doctor.
I fucked up.
Did you not do Pulaski this week, Jay?
I thought we were doing Crusher.
I thought you said... I thought you were going to say that you thought we were doing Argyle.
No, I thought we were doing Crusher. Fuck.
I'm sorry, Jake. I shouldn't have to remind you people every week, though.
Well, here's the thing. It's okay if you don't remind me. I don't do the pre-work anyway, but the rest of them, they need to know. I'm sorry,
start
Ames, I
with
love
other
you
people.
so much.
Give me some time here.
We all get 1 week. There was the time I thought we were doing Chekhov when we did Uhura. Jake gets this one. Ames and Caitlin still have theirs in the bank.
I don't know. I just decide what one we're doing, so.
That's true. The chances of you fucking up are exceptionally slim. Or you fucked it up at one point and just decided to run with it, and we just believed you.
Yes, that's what it was. It is actually Crusher Week, but I'm lying. But we're actually going to do Pulaski, because on our great Spotlight character series that's going on over on the blog, which I'm sure you've all checked out like myriad times right now, follow us and do the whole thing. We've been going character by character, and this week we're going to be doing Dr. Pulaski, who, though only in the show for a season, we still have a good number of moments that I'm sure we can refer to. Starting with Chris or Caitlin, because Jake forgot.
I'll go.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm gonna say Chris.
We want to start top or bottom?
Top. We always start top.
Okay. Her sort of weird fondness for Klingon culture, to the extent that she was gonna, like, take an injection to survive, hopefully, a Klingon tea ceremony that should have been completely poisonous to her.
Oh, she did have that tea.
She did, yeah.
Tea.
But she had to, like, get a special injection, and, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, I'd have been like, I don't care if there's an injection that could maybe keep me from dying. This is too risky. Like, if she'd stuck around, I would love to have seen the writers build on their relationship, because in that one scene, the two of them had really good, like, back and forth, her and Dorn.
Yes, we are both warriors in our own regard.
Yeah, that could have been something interesting, even if that is from an otherwise abysmal episode.
Yeah, they were the highlight, I remember. Was that Up the Long Ladder?
Unfortunately.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, there's a lot of Drek in that episode, but Pulaski was a highlight.
Putting herself in extraordinary danger, which almost did kill her in,
Unnatural Selection?
Is that the one with the super aging?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's weird. That's a weird choice, Chris.
There may have been a better way to do it, but hey, she risked herself. Good for her. Look, it's hard to think of nice things to say about this woman. She's
it's very easy. She's a great character.
The problem is I mostly remember her just being terrible to Data. So
Yeah.
like, even when I looked her up, I was like, oh yeah, she did that. Oh yeah, she did that. What was my other one? Well, you could argue whether or not this is a good thing, but I guess it was nice of her. She let Picard be difficult about his heart.
She let Picard... Explain.
She let him go off to get the surgery somewhere else when she probably would have been well within her rights to just be like, I'm the ship surgeon, we're doing it now, fuck you. But she let him go off and be all, macho about it and hide, and it blew up in his face anyway.
What was that episode called?
Fuck.
It's
Picard and Wesley's magical road trip.
Is it Samaritan Snare?
Yes, thank you.
That's right.
Weird choices, Chris. How about you, Caitlin? You have some weird choices?
Probably. So I actually kind of was taking the opposite side of stuff with the Picard's heart surgery thing. She actually, I think, was trying to meet him halfway when she said they would do it on the ship, because I think he really didn't want to have to go off and leave to do it. So I sort of felt like her being like, we could do it right here. I thought that was kind of cool. But he told her to stuff it, so whatever. Speaking of stuffed, she was stuffed with crumpets by Moriarty, which I love, thereby giving me one of my favorite really weird terms for the sex. And
God.
And speaking of sex, definitely banged Riker's dad.
Yes.
We didn't see it, but we got to sort of hear about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and she flirted with him all that episode long.
Yep. Love her.
That was sweet. All right, Jake, are you on the correct doctor yet?
Yeah, I got it. I got them. They were easy to come up with. So the first two, I'll just say what they were. Tea and crumpets. Those are the first two. Tea party with Worf.
Crumpet party with
Moriarty.
Yeah. And for the third one, I'm going to say, I think it was in Contagion when the ship's all fucked up and people are hurt and the rest of the medical staff's like, what the fuck do we do? She's like, you use a fucking splint, Bojo.
Yeah, oh, she does.
She's like the one doctor in Starfleet that knows how to do doctor stuff without an iPad or whatever. So, good on her.
Those are good. I like those. I have a bunch more good Pulaski moments. Standing up for Sarjenka's people and pen pals when Picard was like, nah, let them die. And she's like, what? No. I have a little thing called the Hippocratic Oath, and I say I want them all to be my patients. Thank you very much. And I like that about her. It was a very bonesy moment. What else have I got? It was very sweet the way that she rooted for Data in peak performance when he beat Kolrami. Or when he tied with Kolrami. I liked that. And the last one I'm going to bring up is technically not canon, but I think deserves a mention. And that's Caitlin's fanfic, The Pulaski Maneuver. One of the best Pulaski things I've ever heard. Check it out. It's on our Tumblr. It's a great fanfic that Caitlin wrote for one of our fanfic challenges that I felt like bringing up today.
Wow, dude, I'm blown away. Thank you.
No, I love that one.
I would have used that too.
Well, you guys also overlapped on a bunch of my other ones, so.
Fair enough.
Wow.
Well, now that I know that our own fanfics are fair game.
You're like, I love the time that Pulaski sucked my dick in that fanfic I wrote. Sorry.
All right, bottoming out. They're all kind of the same thing. The Data's name scene.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where Silence has lease, where she repeatedly calls Data it.
Does she? Oh, I missed that.
I kind of forgot about it, but I was looking her up and I found a clip on YouTube. She is like brutal. It's like, holy shit. And to a lesser extent, I guess technically is my number 3. Like Geordi gave the order, but Pulaski pushed everything into motion that would eventually create Moriarty. Because she was being all like, Data couldn't solve one that isn't already written. He's a dumb machine with no imagination.
Wow. She really didn't.
So,
she
in
really
summary,
didn't care for
being
Data.
shitty to Data.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yep, but in 3 very distinct, awful ways.
Well, some of us came up with more than one bad thing. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Obviously, I also said she was a dick to Data because she so was. But she does eventually kind of come around, which is nice. But yeah, she's kind of an asshole. Data.
But she had
That's
an
not my
arc.
name.
The arc is what mattered.
That's true. That's true. Pulaski shot first. She's, I know this is probably just mostly meant to be a nod to McCoy, but I still think it's stupid. She's afraid of transporters.
Yeah, come up with your own thing, lady. That's a Bones thing.
Well, and I just it just feels like by the 24th century, like, I don't know, phobias don't have to make sense. I guess I just feel like, why are you in Starfleet? You're just gonna, inconvenience everyone with, needing shuttles and shit. So, I don't know. And the third thing I have is, although it's true that she and Worf are butteroos about tea, it seems like she's kind of racist about Klingons in general. She, doesn't want to eat their gross food, and she thinks that they're kind of barbaric and savage. That's all. So she's a, what do you call it?
Selective.
Racist.
Yeah, racist. No, but when you're, open to racism of all kinds. Equal opportunity racist.
Yay. Sorry, do you remember where that comes up, Caitlin, just so I can find it when I'm writing the post?
I will look into it for you right now.
Thank you, my dear.
I will say in her defense, I feel like in general, a lot of people are a little freaked out by Klingon food.
Yeah, I wonder what she thinks of the Ferengi. Actually, she probably loves the Ferengi, just to spice things up.
Well, she loved a particular Ferengi once. Down to their knees.
No, that's Loxana Troy you're thinking of. Oh, God. Damn.
Oh,
How about you, Jake? Did you love a particular Ferengi once?
All the time. Yeah, I was having trouble coming up with 3, but I have 2. The first one is already been mentioned twice, and that's being shitty to Data at this beginning.
Yep.
Because, yeah, it's just, yeah. Specifically, I would say the name scene was the one I had in mind. And
what's the difference? Pulaski, really?
One is my name, and one is fuck you. Yeah, and I know what they were again trying to do the Bones thing, and try to do a Data Bones thing, or a Spock and Bones thing with Data and her. But it didn't really work. Yeah,
it was weird when she kept calling him a green-blooded hobgoblin. It's it doesn't even make sense in context.
The other one I was going to say is the unceremonious murdering of the clones.
Yeah.
Which again, yeah, sure, they deserved to die because they were monsters, but
she didn't even ask permission. She just went over with Riker and what?
let's just kill these motherfuckers.
No, better to ask forgiveness.
Man, those are the only two I was able to come up with on such short notice.
I did actually, when I was looking into this, I read someone's point about Pulaski and, again, trying to do the, like, Bones Spock thing. The problem with it, the reason it doesn't work, is because the very nature of Data's character and personality is he can't give back. Like, Bones and Spock can spar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Data can't spar.
Data is the ultimate straight man character.
Yeah.
Well, but I guess on the same token, Data also can't get offended or hurt by any of the shitty things she says. So,
but we as the audience can get offended on his behalf. So it's like, it just doesn't work the same way just because of that.
All right, I've got one that I'm not sure if it belongs on the good list or the bad list. I'll let you guys decide, because at the moment it's on the bad list. But it's actually a good thing she does. It's just that the show at this point was doing it wrong. And that's the way that she saves Riker in Shades of Grey, but it was just the most boring scene in the world.
makes him have a bunch of flashbacks?
Makes him have a bunch of flashbacks, just does like I see he's experiencing emotions. Troy, help out. And Troy's like, he definitely is. It's a good use of her character, but it was shit. So I don't know where it belongs. So it's probably going to land here in the bad pile.
Yeah, I don't know. The treatment of Riker isn't bad. Like, I still would say that episode it's not great. The fact that it's a clip show is terrible, but it's not the worst. Yeah,
no, like, its main offense is being lazy and a money saver. Like, that's way less offensive than someone took effort to create something that was bad.
Oh, like a night in Sickbay, you say?
Well, I was going to say Code of Honor, but that too.
Man, if they made A Night in Sickbay a flashback, but all the clip show episode, but all the clips were flashbacks that Porthos was having.
Best episode yet.
Top marks.
But instead, it's actually just flashbacks of every time Phlox stole something off of somebody's plate or made people uncomfortable.
That would have been great if they just fully recreated scenes from his perspective, so it's in black and white, and all the human speech is just kind of garbled.
Like you mostly just see people's feet.
Yeah, you can occasionally like Porthos, cheese, blah
blah blah. Good boy.
That would have been amazing.
I would watch
no, actually, even better. It's actually just Charlie Brown trombone noises. The whole time. Want 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 cheese. Want want want. Good boy, Porthos. Want want want.
Anyway, Ames had another one.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry,
I do have a couple more. Getting back on the treating Data like a inhuman being as she does. In The Child, when Troy is whelping a baby, she was all like, no, we can't have Data in here because he's an android and he doesn't understand things. And Troy's like, let him
grab. Go ahead.
Troy's like, he has my permission. Let Data be in here, please. Thank you.
She's like, no, but she'll grab your baby by the leg and smash it against the wall. He's an android. He doesn't know better.
He has no idea. Even though Chris kind of sort of put it on his good list, I can't quite tell. I'm going to say getting herself fucking contaminated in unnatural selection because whatever thing she thought she was doing was not at all safe.
I mean, she did treat them, though. Like, it was a wild and crazy idea. But she did manage to treat them, right?
Was that what was happening? I thought it was just getting them off that planet.
I think ultimately she has to find a cure, doesn't she?
She was trying to figure out if the children were the cause of the disease.
No, at the beginning they didn't know the children were.
Yeah, but
adults.
I recall,
yeah,
she well, okay. So the irresponsible, stupid thing was taking this child that was in stasis out of stasis so that she could study him.
Yeah, after being on a planet where everyone had a disease where they died.
But she did it in the shuttlecraft away from the ship, which was
that's the top marks thing. Yeah, that's the good part of her decision. There is
that was kind of my
only
point.
Sacrificing herself.
That was my point. Yeah, was that she was willing.
That I agree with.
That she was willing to take a risk. If maybe she could have thought of a better way. But the fact she's like, this is going to be risky, so just me.
Yeah, and then like it's a transporter fix, right? That was the cure, was run everybody through the transporter.
Mm-hmm.
So she had to face her greatest fear.
True.
I call that a strength.
I want to say I wasn't sure where to put this one, so it's on neither of my lists. It's Schrodinger's moment.
Oh, I bet it's the same one that I don't know where to put either.
No, it's one that's already come up. Fucking Riker's dad. Because, like, on the one hand...
He was consentful.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like, hey, you get it. But at the same time, you could have done better, I'm sure. It's Riker's dad. He's the worst.
Yeah, that guy's a prick.
Okay, but here's the thing. She's been married 3 times. She has done better. She probably just had an itch that needed scratching.
And here's the thing.
I just wanted to make fun of Riker's dad.
Riker's dad isn't her dad. Being a dad and being a boyfriend are entirely different skill sets.
True, he could be
a great boyfriend.
He could. I just wanted to make fun of Riker's dad. Honestly, get it, Pulaski.
All right, here's the other one that I don't know which pile to put it in. Doing the mind wipe on Sarjenka.
Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, I wasn't sure about, like, I was similarly, like, that's why I just avoided it. I was like, I don't know. I got nothing.
Because it is horrifying, but also, and I'm not sure how necessary it actually was, but it also got them around the Prime Directive situation.
Yeah. Yeah, I was similarly just, like, not sure what to do with it.
Well, see if I put it on both lists over on the Tumblr. Because it's very likely.
So even having the relationship with Sarjenka was on my data bad list, I think.
It was, yes.
Oh, yeah.
So I think wiping the memory was the least they could do to
fix
rectify that.
Oof.
Yeah.
Cleaning up after this random automaton's nonsense.
Fucking data.
It did something wrong again.
Oh, God, that's just so... Ugh.
Yeah, no, it's real bad, that scene. I saw a clip of it. It's just like, oh, God, I forgot all about it. Jesus Christ!
I mean, she wouldn't be the first, because I'm pretty sure...
Maddox was doing it all over the place.
Maddox does that, too.
Well, yeah, we hate Maddox, too.
Remember that time that Starfleet was trying to be like, okay, well, we're going to take our robot now because we own him.
Yeah, no, that
yeah.
But it's weird to have it be one of the regulars, not some villain of the week.
Special guest star Diana Mulder.
Sorry,
thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah, honestly, like my unofficial 4th thing that is bad is that she doesn't stay, obviously. But
that's a good point.
It's not that she had any say in it, I'm sure. Or maybe she did. Maybe she was like, fuck this.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But I kind of doubt it.
I've seen like interviews with her where she was like, yeah, I didn't like working on that show.
I remember her being really not into doing all the makeup she had to do for Unnatural Selection, being like, oh, if this is what I have to put up with, because, they will make me do makeup like this again, because everyone does it at some point.
Yeah, but also, I don't blame her too either, because, again, 2nd season, we're still in that Chaos on the Bridge era.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Where, like, I mean, that was the reason fucking Crusher left for a season, was because what a fucking disaster it was behind the scenes, so the fact that they got her back is no small miracle, I imagine.
Yeah, but then Gates is coming back like she's doing for us next week.
Oh, fuck, a segue!
So Jake will already be prepared, because next week we're moving on to our other CMO of the Enterprise D, Beverly Crusher, so definitely come back for us talking about that next week.
Oh yeah, fucking a ghost.
So this is what I love I love our podcast. This is the only place that Pulaski ever came in ahead of Crusher, since everybody hates her so much.
Yes.
Someone posted about her the other day on one of the Star Trek groups on Facebook, and I was like, she was like the best character on that show, and like a whole bunch of people were like, what the fuck drugs are you on? And I was like, well, that's fine.
Any kind of Star Trek group, you can say anything and people lose their tiny minds.
Yeah, just stay on a wholesome posting. It's mostly better over there.
Yeah, wholesome posting's not bad, yeah. Anyway, sorry, you were jaking us out.
But what you should do is follow our Facebook page.
Ooh.
Oh, great segue.
Follow us on the Tumblr, sshbpodcast.com, where Ames will be putting up our little, our character moments like Pulaski and Previously to that, there were our fanfics and season rankings. We recently ranked season 1. That was a time. So yes, and join us next week when we will be discussing Marauders and The Seventh. Until then, this has been Chris.
This has been Ames.
This has been Caitlin.
And this is your friend Jake.
Jakey boy.
Jake, I demand you apologize.
I piss on your tree.
Oh
God.
my sacred tree.
Dang it, Jakin, we need that transwarp doodly what's.
Did you call him Jakin?
I did.
Shaken. Well done.
10 points. My God. Jake, what the fuck?
What?
Were you just scratching yourself? Well, you were though, right? Something was super audible that sounded like scratching.
No. Well, it doesn't matter anyway. If you can hear it, this is the mic that I'm recording on, and then this.
Jakey two mics over here.
Oh, Joe, old Jakey two mics. Hey,
He's
forget
got
about
one mic
it.
for bodily functions and one mic for talking into.
Oh
Yep.
boy, that's
The special ass mic.
more information than I needed.
I love the great frown on Chris's face
We
just
have
then.
multi-track recording.
It's because Chris is going to have to listen to this later.
This might be the end credits, depending upon, what else we say tonight.
Oh boy.
Insert scratching sound.
Well, anywho,